December 18th, 2024. Please call roll.
Commissioner Grindy?
Yes.
Commissioner Rapaz?
Yes.
Commissioner Riopel?
Yes.
Thank you. Approved minutes from previous meeting, December 4th, 2024.
I'll move. Second.
Call roll, please.
Grindy?
Yes.
Rapaz?
Yes.
Riopel?
Yes.
Bills and payroll.
I'll move. Second.
Please call roll.
Grindy?
Yes.
Rapaz?
Yes.
Riopel?
Yes.
Nothing from the public. Reports, Todd.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Just have a couple brief items. I met with North Holt last week. He had sent me an email on the 2023 contract. He had everything done on the punch list except for one item, and that was fairly minor. It was just the weather came on too quick. So what we're going to do, we're going to close that contract out, and then he's going to pick that item up next spring when he does the rest of the punch list items for the 2024, just so we don't keep that one dragging on. We are withholding around $13,000 on the 2024 contract, so that should be more than enough to finish up the cleanup on that part of it, and that's all that's left on that contract. It's mainly just the Hawks project where he didn't get the cleanup done on that. The rest of it's done, so hopefully early in the spring we'll get that wrapped up. Other than that, the other miscellaneous items, Crystal Sugar, that meeting is still hanging out there. We're still working on that. The mapping, that's still sitting on my desk waiting to be reviewed, so hopefully to get that here before the end of the year. In the Business Highway 2 lighting project, we were trying to get some information out of Excel on the new gas line they put through that area so we can get that on the map, because that was a comment MnDOT made that we were pretty close to the old gas main, so we want to get that new line on the drawings, so that's not an issue with them. So, but I have not heard back from them. I would imagine with the holidays there's nobody doing too much over there.
Pretty close doesn't sound close.
Yep. So working on that. Other than that, that's all I have on my list for miscellaneous items.
Any questions for Todd?
No.
Thank you.
And I know Steve said he was probably not going to be here today. At the utility meeting yesterday, he mentioned that there really hasn't been much going on in his project, so really nothing new to report on that. So,
Thank you.
sure.
Mr. Gallstead.
Thank you. Good morning. I really don't have much to report. I think I've wrapped up everything, at least at this point, that I'm supposed to have done. And then I'll just take this time to say thank you to all of you for your hard work and the staff, because you make my job easy. So I appreciate it very much. Merry Christmas.
We enjoy you on the team, Ron.
Well, thank you.
Some of us.
Old business. Okay. Authorization for engineering service to begin assembly of the construction plans and specifications for 2025 miscellaneous electrical distribution construction projects.
I'm back.
A mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little late this year. Usually we do this in the first part of November, but this 2024 hasn't really been a normal year. So we're looking to start putting those plans and specs together to go out for bids for the 2025 construction. Right now it's looking like it's mainly going to be fiber that we're going to be working on. We did a pretty good substantial electrical project this year, so it'll probably just be 2 or 3 fiber projects that we had on the list. So. But we would like to get started putting that together so we can get that out for bids here in first part of February, middle of February time frame. So just looking for authorization to start on that.
Motion, please.
Second.
Please call roll.
Grindy,
Yes.
Quirk.
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Let's see here. Authorization for engineering service to begin assembly of specifications for the 2025 electrical equipment and materials bid package. Wow.
That one is also pretty much the same for the 2025 construction. We need to order the materials for those projects, and also to replenish the inventory for any of the miscellaneous items that Water and Light wants to purchase for materials, like transformers, wire, elbows, that normal material that we usually do every year. So we're looking for authorization to start putting those plans and specs together so we can get those out for bids to the material suppliers first part of February.
Got a motion by
Second.
Randy and second by
Mike?
Mr. Quirk.
Yep.
Please call roll.
Grindy,
Yes.
Quirk.
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll get started on those.
Huh?
We'll get started on
There we go. 2025 electric operation and maintenance budgets, WAPA budget item revision.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
So at the last meeting, we talked about this amendment to the budget. The Water and Light, we approved our budget in September, and then in November, WAPA came out with an increase, about 7.33% is what we have down here. And so what we're doing is just making sure that things are up to date from a budget perspective. And so you can see the numbers, so I'm not going to go through all the numbers again, but we're recommending that the Water and Light Commission approve the 2025 electric operations and maintenance budget, maintenance revision as presented.
Looking for a motion.
Move. Second.
Please call roll.
Grindy.
Yes.
Quirk.
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, department heads. Todd.
Morning. Got a
Morning, sir.
couple things there. We're still working, putting a few water meters in here and there as the calls come in. The guys did hook up 202 Business Highway 2. They finally got that project with the electric in there, so there's 12 services or meters that went in there, and the house meters, so that one's energized finally. And the crews, we had to call an emergency locate. We had there was a house fire over on 3rd Avenue Northeast, and I don't know that they're gonna fix that house up, so we had to dig up around the curb stop, and they were able to get the top off and dig that up and shut the water off, so we don't have water coming out of the basement there or crawl space. And we're starting on the inventory. I think the Brady Martz audit is set up for the 28th of January, so crews will start counting both on the water and electric. And then, as Todd mentioned, we're working on the projects for the 2025 inventory, getting that done. And we've been working with the state here on the traffic signals, the new ones they put up. They had a camera up there that fell down. The arm swung around, it's not welded onto there, and our crew went over there and tightened it back up, but
Just those bands.
wrecked the wire going up there, so they had to put it in auto. So hopefully they'll come this week. And he's waiting for his contractor they did the work, so hopefully they'll get that signal up and going. And then met with the state inspector on a couple of projects. That some metering issues are a little different, so working with him to try and get things done with the contractor. So other than that, that's about all I have. Unless you have any questions.
Any questions for Todd?
Thank
you, sir. Big Brian.
Morning.
Morning, buddy.
Just an update. We've got all our Minnesota Department of Health required samples have been collected and sent off for analysis. Initially, we did have a few concerned citizens want their unidentified service material tested, their water tested. Most of that's kind of dried up now. They kind of right after the letters went out, we had a few calls, but it's gotten pretty quiet. And they were all low level or non-detect even, so that was good news. Hawkins Water Treatment Group was at the plant to complete their annual maintenance and the rebuilding of our chlorine feed equipment as well as the chlorine analyzing equipment. That wrapped up yesterday. And then just kind of looking ahead, we have an abbreviated LAWA board meeting today at 11 a.m. And then later today at 1:30, Keith and I will be meeting with the newly formed West Central Rural Water District. We'll be looking to discuss there what the goals of the district might be, as well as the the footprint and potential users. Yeah, that meeting's going to take place out at the water treatment plant, and it'll involve a tour for. It sounds like the city manager from Halstead and I believe Reed Hunton is going to be sitting in on that as well. I guess I'd invite any of you that might be interested to come out and sit in on that as well. You're more than welcome. That's all I've got.
What are you looking for, hoping to come out of that meeting?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be asking, of us from that, or what they might be. Again, like I said, I'm looking to see what their goals are. Are they looking for participants? Are they looking for water sources? Are they, there might be a variety of topics that might come up. So, at this point, we're just going to be listening and hear what they have to say.
Yeah, I think it's just exploratory at this point. They're getting all the information together, so they know what the capabilities are as far as for providing water. So, but I thought it made good sense to give them a tour to start with, so they could see our redundant system and much water we could provide. And
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I mean we got something good to show there, and they keep it nice and clean when you walking around there. So I thought it'd be good to take them on a tour.
Do you have any idea of if they did want a water source from us, how much they'd be looking for?
No, we haven't had any discussions in that regard.
And that's that's a question that I'm going to ask today, if that's what they're looking for, because there's no way that we'd be able to to supply the entire project. But yeah, like what percentage or what? I'd be very interested to find out.
Yeah, no, this to me seems like it's very early on in the process. I mean, you have to get all the information together so you know what you're capable of, and then you got to get people to sign on. And so I was involved in the rural water projects to the north, back in the late 80s and early 90s, and so it's quite a long process. And so, they're forming the district. They must have concerns with their water coming out of the wells, and so they're trying to do what they can to get additional water source. This ties in well with the LAWA project as well. I mean, so if water's coming down the Red River, if something were to happen, there's other ways to get water. But we can make over 3 million gallons a day if we had to. I mean, what is that number? And we only use a little over 1 million, or what is it?
Yeah, our average now is probably around 900,000 daily.
Yeah.
So we definitely have capacity.
But the bigger question for you as a commission would be, what would we charge them? I mean, I would assume that we'd have to charge, if they were to get water from us, it would be no less than what our citizens pay. And then also, you got to consider the infrastructure. I mean, because that's always something over the years that, somebody paid for all this stuff, so is there some type of a hookup fee? But those are questions way down the road. For now, we just want to hear what they have to say, and we'll bring that information back to you so you can ponder on it and go from there. But it won't be something that'll hit us overnight. It'll take a while to get to that point.
Not to jump the gun on it, but how far do you have to go to tie in?
To tie into what?
To their system.
Well, that's the whole part of this. I suppose once they figure out the dots, they figure out who is interested. We don't know how far along they are, but I'm thinking it's probably just getting underway. Halstead, Mr. Spaeth, he's also tied in with the electrical. He's the head of the electrical there as well. And so Minn Kota Power, he's on that board because of it. And so he's a pretty active individual. So they got the right guy doing it. But I think it's pretty early on in the stage of that discussion.
Okay.
Good.
Anything else?
No,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Brianna?
Morning.
Morning, Bree.
I don't have a whole lot to add. I'm just working on a lot of year-end miscellaneous updating reports, tracking just so the end of the year, and then audit will be here before we know it. So I want to make sure all those are good to go. Waiting on like a final maybe report from Gravy on everybody that enrolled either in health insurance or if they have Medicare. And then there's a couple individuals that did waive, so we got all of that and got everybody in time, so that was good. So just going to help Terry getting everything updated in payroll. Already started like with wages for 2025, but then now we need to get all the benefits updated, and that's going to be a task in and of itself. So yeah, unless there's any other questions.
Tax season.
I noticed when you said Medicare, you looked directly at me. There's a few more of us here. Yeah.
I look out in the crowd here and I think you're outnumbered.
We are.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bree.
Right, thank you.
Thanks. Carla?
Nothing unless there's questions.
Thank you. Jordan?
Morning. Just a real short update. We finished up the Friends and Bank rebates. That was both exterior and interior lighting that took place over the summer, as well as the C&D property. So we got those two rebates done from Eagle Electric. Besides that, I've been just setting up meetings with some of our advertising reps, looking at a plan for 2025 and a lot of little year-end things. Any questions?
Any questions for you? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Corey? Thank you, buddy. The boss.
So I got several items. Before I get started, though, the ICR has been quite a process, and I know Brianna, she's from our department. She's taken a lead and an initiative to go out and really get it done. So I want to acknowledge that, and I appreciate all that she does. Also Terry as well. I mean, she's working on the overall process with Reed, and so I think we're getting to where we need to be. But it's a lot of work behind the scenes, and she's very welcoming when they come in to get ask questions and things like that. So good job for that. So back to normal items. I attended the MMPA board meeting yesterday. We elected new officers. I got to be the vice chair again for another year, so that means things are going okay there. Second item was at the meeting we talked about RECs, and I know we've had discussions on that. We were donating our RECs to Crystal, and then I think I told you at the last meeting that WAPA is talking about letting us sell our credits in the future. I think that will happen. One of the reasons I think that will happen is because we actually were talking about it at our board meeting, and they actually are budgeting in a number for that for this coming year. And so I think stars are aligning, and I think it's good probability that we'll probably get to sell our REC. So then at the meeting, I was talking to them about, they administer our MRETs, which is the system that tracks that, and it sounded favorable that maybe they would help us sell those. And so, I don't have exact numbers, but it could be $2-3 a REC. We have 73,000 RECs, and so that could be just under $200,000 that we could generate additional. So all of that's good, but we got to kind of see how it plays out. The other thing that I told you in the past is that we recently were charged a wheeling charge through WAPA. So if this were to happen, that would kind of offset that. So that's kind of ironic, but we'll keep working and have discussions with MMPA and see where it goes. So the REC process is going further down the road where at least now they're going to put a value on them, and if we're allowed, because we couldn't sell them before. WAPA told us that we could only donate them, and so hopefully that will go the way we want it. The next item I got here is Brian talked about the West Central Regional Water District, so I won't go into that. And then he talked about the special board meeting, the LAWA meeting. It's the system. Some of the communities are signing on for the intern financing, where they kind of help fund some of the smaller systems, and then they have a chance to get out maybe down the road. We talked about that at the previous meeting as well. So Other than that, that's what I have. You know, it's been a good year, and Merry Christmas. So, do you have any questions for me?
Questions for Keith? Thank you, sir. Commissioner reports.
Nothing.
I'd like to say Merry Christmas to everyone here, and hope things go smooth for the holidays.
Yes.
Amen to that.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you, Todd, for the pop and the pizza, breakfast pizza.
Brian's paying.
You guys split it up. Thanks for the great gesture, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yep. I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Grindy.
Yes.
Quirk.
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
A heavy day today, right?
But she got me some, too.
Hey, Ron. Ron,
I said, perfect.
you gonna judge your arm wrestling for it?
Gotta go to Lakota.
You guys gonna arm wrestle right here, right? For it?